cameras are so out of focus when we're at the table.
Oh, there's been a couple that I've watched where I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It was the old cameras too. Didn't really help as much.
Dude, those fucking things were crazy.
It was. They were a starting block, but they were old to begin with. I kind of got them like as not a hand me down, but got them for cheap because someone's like, yeah, I want a new camera.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were a little rough around the. I was playing with one today, a little rough around the edges, but
I mean they're nice cameras. They're just so big that like even when we were doing them, we knew like these are little. It felt like having a missile launcher and like a you know what do you call that? A shoot like a
cannon coming out of there.
It was like they were enormous thing. I was like, these are not. I mean, I know they are digital cameras, but they were like.
They were big. They were big honkers.
It's like they should have been around like an Asian guy's neck or something. Like,
oh yeah,
like everywhere you go, there's like Asian guys with the cameras.
The camera. There's an Asian guy with a camera. There's a guy with a hat on that's going on safari in the airport. They're just they're NPCs. They're just living their life.
Those are
yeah.
I don't believe in like the simulation theory stuff. I think it's just like a little like. Maybe I just like don't really understand it, but I'm like, why? What makes you think that's just like a weird belief to have to me? Like I'm almost like flat earthers are more. That makes a little more like okay, those people are fucking insane.
Yeah, but
like I'm like okay, I understand why the simulation stuff. I'm just like, what makes you think that? I guess we're welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Here we are, the podcast, better than ever. Yeah, simulation theory, but it makes sense. If you watch enough Neil deGrasse Tyson videos, you would...
Is that his thing?
I think he explains it. Like, I think he might rationalize, like, we could be.
That's it, dude. That's his thing with everything. Is just like, well, it could be, except aliens. He's like, aliens, there's no way. I agree with him. I agree with him.
We've gone off about aliens. I think they exist. I'm with Tom DeLonge here. I do believe they exist.
I don't know, dude.
I got questions to ask you, but before you get into yours, whenever I take a shower or anything, I always like talk to my Google Home and I'll say like play this and I'll play that. And I called my Google Home gay, and it snapped back at me.
What did it say? What's wrong with that?
Pretty much, it was like I may be a robot, but I can still like sense things. I was like, oh fuck! I never got a response like that. I'm just like, I'm joking around here. They're coming for me. I think I had to apologize.
You should uninstall, dude.
I think I might have.
I don't fuck with those things.
I might have to go factory reset or get an LGBTQ friendly one. I don't know which side it was on. Maybe it was.
Yo, you should respond and be like,
yeah.
Why are you acting like it was an insult?
Yeah, you don't. What flag are you
dude,
flying?
That's the thing with AI. They can never best you. They might be able to be like name, more countries than you.
Yeah,
or
they
something
can
off
do
the top of its
multiplication
head,
better than me.
But it's like, okay, bro, you can't even make a painting with the fingers and toes right.
I know.
That's why everyone's like, dude, everyone talks about AI this, AI that. And like, oh, it's... Yo, the people that freak out when yo, I think it's corny when a band for instance, Jay Mascis put out a record last year, a solo record, and he posted about the music video recently. And the video is like a year old.
Yeah.
But he posted the video, and it's visibly AI. It's a cool video, but it's obviously like 100% AI. And the comments were like, yikes, AI. And I'm like, dude, leave this old fucking guy alone that probably had nothing to do with the music video. I mean, that guy's a fucking cocksucker, so who cares? But
yeah.
I mean, he's like
60?
60s, maybe even 70.
What a weird life. Not weird life, but like, and now in his life, I don't know. He's seen it all. He's seen it, everything. He's toured with Nirvana, and now he's making AI videos.
Dude, speaking of Jay Mascis.
Oh boy.
I texted you the other day and I said I just watched the Diddy documentary.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you about.
And I had so much to say about it.
I know. I was pissed on my way over here because I meant to bring my computer so I could pull it up, but go off, please. I'm very curious.
Did you watch any of it?
No.
So there's multiple. There's like every streaming app has its own Diddy documentary.
Did he do it?
And first of all, that is the name of one of them.
Is it really?
Yes. First of all, I think the coming out with true crime documentaries about people that have not been convicted of the crime that everyone's accusing them of should be illegal.
Yeah, because that's kind of like tampering with.
Well, when everyone's like the alleged ... and like every interviewee has to throw allegedly in there, it's like maybe you shouldn't be making this documentary before this dude was charged. Like, and listen, I'm not like a Diddy defender. The guy obviously fucking sucks. There's a video of him beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
Yeah,
fuck him. However, I don't like the fucking whole thing where like. Also, everyone, most of the people I watched, I'm referring to the one that came out on Max.
Okay.
I didn't watch any of the other ones.
All right, Max.
That's the newest one. I felt like that one would likely be the best quality. But let me tell you something.
They're kind of tapped into that culture.
It's
true crime culture.
I think most of the people that are being interviewed are lying.
Probably. Well, dude, because if the case hasn't gone yet, right? The jury is still can be swayed.
100%.
They can watch a documentary and be like,
But
you
dude,
know what?
It's crazy because like, even in the news, like they're talking about this guy, like everything that he's being accused of is fact, and I feel like that's a really bad. Listen, this guy sucks.
Yep.
Everybody
Facts.
doesn't like this guy.
Yep.
But you got to remember, if the worst guy on earth can have something like this like held against him, or basically like people just lying on him, it can happen to you too.
It can happen.
So it's not something that we should celebrate.
Yeah.
Because any day someone could be like, Jake made me clean up his hotel room. I was his assistant. And he made me clean up his hotel room.
I hope I can have an assistant one day.
And there was blood and lube and cum everywhere. And
that sounds like me.
Like that's like his assistant is there, and that's like his.
Fuck.
He's like, oh yeah, these. What do they call him? Like the King Knights or
Is
something?
he getting paid money then?
Of course.
So it's like
to do the interview. Probably,
he's making money now that he's coming out clean, and he doesn't have to worry about the repercussions. Really,
that's okay. So
he's like,
the first thing that irked me about this. So it goes from Diddy's like childhood all the way up until the court stuff.
I can fly.
That's R. Kelly.
Yeah.
That's R. Kelly. That's a different. That's a different guy who's. See, R. Kelly, I think
guilty,
is like
right? He's found guilty.
Well, dude, I mean, it's on record that he married an underage girl.
Yeah. Did he? What's this big song of the '90s where he's wearing the white suit?
I'll be missing you.
I'll be missing you.
They cover that, and like, here's the thing.
That's the song.
Even the people that hate his ass in this thing, everyone about Diddy is like, guy's a fucking genius.
Yeah, the song's good.
He's a music industry genius. Like everyone, even the people that are like in tears talking about like the things that he did to them.
He did write a good song.
Yo, they're like, the guy knows his stuff. So in the first episode, they talk about how when Diddy was like coming up, he was just like a really like ambitious guy.
Yeah.
And in college, he sets up him and another, I forget if it's another rapper, I forget, someone who's like kind of famous at the time. They set up this local basketball game that's like a huge what do you call it, like a huge, locally it's a huge deal, like everyone, it's a huge event, everyone's trying to go. Long story short, a couple people, like the building was over full, a couple people, like it's kind of hard to explain, but basically a couple people got trampled at this event.
Died.
Wow. But they're like setting the tone for this whole thing. This is the first half an hour of the thing, and it's like multiple episodes.
Yeah.
And they're setting the tone like this is his fault. And I'm like, yo, I already don't like the way this doesn't look good.
I mean, isn't that kind of how they set up every documentary? They kind of give a fall guy where it might not be. It just reminded me of the Nickelodeon one, with Dan Snyder.
Yeah, and we might be the only people out here defending Dan Snyder. I am not defending him. Yeah, he obviously again he fucking sucks. But I just don't like that. It's like, yo, if someone's a bad person, like what? It's enough to just be like, say all the things they actually did and why they're a piece of shit for that. You don't need to fucking be like, and in the early 90s, he threw this basketball game and 3 people died at it, 2 of which he knew personally. And
sounds like that sucks.
So he's been bad since the 90s. It's like, dude, I don't think you can put that on him. That shouldn't be in the documentary.
Yeah, don't start it off with that. Start it off with the video camera of him chasing down that girl in the hallway and then being like,
that
and let me
is
take
the
you,
documentary. That's the documentary.
But I'm like, let's just take you back to the beginning. But why do we got to talk about, like, that's what it's about.
See, I think the only reason you should go back to the beginning is to be like, look at this guy's fall from grace. Everyone in the fucking thing said he was a genius. Look at this guy. From childhood, he's just like, he's different.
Yeah.
He got all the way to this point, and then it should be a cautionary tale for fame, not that this guy was born a fucking terrible person.
Is someone born wicked? It's a classic tale of that. Or
nature versus
wicked
nurture
bestowed upon them. So I guess you watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing.
Guilty or not guilty?
Well, that's the thing. It's like the documentary doesn't really cover what the documentary, for the most part, the interviewees are mostly just like, the guy's a fucking asshole. Like, a couple people are like, yo, his assistant was the most damning, but it's like, this is just like some young guy. Like you said, he's getting paid. Like, he has nothing to lose, because even if Diddy's acquitted, everyone's like, well, there's a video of him beating the shit out of his girlfriend, dragging her down the hallway. So, like, you can't say shit.
Too viral.
But it's like, yo, get him in trouble for that. Why are we acting like the sex trafficking and everything? I'm like, yo, I think that's a term that is being used for, like, dude, again, the guy sucks. I'm sure he's done plenty of bad things. But I'm just like, dude, do we need 4 episodes about how this guy's like... Because, dude, in everyone's perception at this point is this guy's a sex pervert.
Yes. I'm trying to think, as someone hasn't watched it and doesn't really keep tabs on Diddy, I just thought he...
was a cool guy.
Was a really cool guy, and I really wanted to aspire to be like him.
Yeah, dude. The one thing I'll note is there aren't really any celebrities in it, which I think I think that's a bit of a sign
that they don't want to get, they don't want to drag down with him.
That they're just like, the guy's life is ostensibly over. Like,
yeah, he's not going to come. You don't
like,
really come back from that.
Even if he comes back and, like, I mean, he's rich, so like he's going to be fine. But it's not like he can live he will be one of the most hated people alive.
Yes.
So, like, yeah, you can live a life that way, and it's probably much easier when you're rich. But still, it's like, yo, everything this guy's worked for and stuff is gone.
Bill Cosby's still out there doing something.
Don't know what probably just sitting in his fucking house, just being like...
Yeah, I kind of wonder, because he doesn't live too far from here, which is funny to think.
He goes out in the disguise, like in the Ninja Turtle, like Raphael goes out in the Ninja Turtles with... Oh, right here.
There he is.
With the tan trench coat and the little hat with the collar pulled up so you can't see his face. That's Bill Cosby. That's Bill Cosby. Careful, that's a Ninja Turtle. You got to be careful about it. And then we have the Mexican Michelangelo over here.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, the Diddy documentary, listen, I'm sure all the people in there had bad experiences with the guy.
Yep.
However, I do... it's just a little weird to me. And all these people's like experiences are valid. I'm not trying to say that none of this stuff happened, but the way that it was just like, I think people should watch it with that lens and be like, this feels a little embellished.
It's got to be. The story's not finished yet. You know?
I think that should be illegal, man.
Yeah, I that should be illegal. But people need to make the money. People are too money hungry. That's the problem with our society. Everyone's too hung up on making money.
I mean, they definitely are, but...
So who else is in it? Or, like, what's the outcome to the story? Is it just
the outcome is, like, he's on trial. I guess we're going to have to see.
Well, stay tuned for part 2 type shit.
I mean, there will definitely be a part 2 if he's acquitted, because then they're going to make it... If he's acquitted, they're going to make it like an OJ thing, where it's like, he was obviously guilty.
Crazy OJ died this year, though. Or last year, rather.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Within a year, he's dead. I was looking up... I've been really into the Kardashians lately, catching up with them. I was like, oh,
Chloe's new X show.
And no, I'm watching we're watching the old ones, and then I was like, oh yeah, her dad defended P. Diddy or was part of that case. I was like, or not P. Diddy, sorry. Pause. The other O.J. Simpson. And I was like, wait, he died. I was like, damn, he did it. He just murdered those people.
Dude, you know what's funny? Mm-hmm. Did you watch the new O.J. documentary series?
No, I think the reason I brought that up because that popped up on my Netflix. And I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this. I was like, oh, no, wait, there's a Diddy one. And then my brain just got, I just shut down.
The OJ one is good.
Well, yeah, because the case is done and he's dead. And there's a lot of facts to it.
And, dude, okay, so I don't want to let Netflix off the hook because they definitely do things where they like for instance, last year they came out with a documentary series about the Zodiac killer, where this guy
Jake Gyllenhaal
now Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
This guy Jake Gyllenhaal that is now dead. The guy's family is basically like being like, oh yeah, our dad was the Zodiac killer.
Oh,
and it's like there's really no way that they can prove this. It's just his family being like, it was him. Like, here's why. Like, here's the experience. But it's like, fuck, man. This is this guy's legacy now. There's a Netflix documentary series that has been watched by millions.
Yeah.
So, like, his legacy is probably the Zodiac killer. And I think that's not a good thing. But I watched the fuck out of it, so I'm complicit.
Yeah, I mean, the family probably made money.
He is dead,
yeah.
So, like, really, who gives a fuck? Because, like, legacy, people get caught up in that.
Yeah.
After I'm dead, people can say whatever they fucking want about me. As long as it doesn't listen, if my family's after I die is saying I'm the Zodiac killer, then you can agree with them. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, if my family's like, he was not the Zodiac killer, please stop saying that, and you say that, then I don't like that. But I don't care personally what anyone says about me.
Yeah, I'm dead. Who cares?
That's my thing.
Yeah, don't say it when I'm like my deathbed or like when I'm still like here, like present. Like, oh, if word got back to me, that'd be kind of a bummer because I'd be like, God damn it, I'm gonna die, and then I won't be able to like defend myself.
Imagine being on your deathbed, you can't even speak, and people are just like, gotta rape a bunch of people. You're just like,
check it out. Wait till it goes beep, and then be like, rapist.
Yeah,
like, oh.
Straight up. Yeah. Until I flatline, do not say I'm a bad guy. And after that, you can do whatever you want. As long as it doesn't make my mom upset. Or my wife.
But if you hear a beep, boop, come back on. Pull that plug quick so I don't come back.
Yeah, once the accusations start flying, dude, I better be dead.
Yeah.
I cannot come back.
Do not resuscitate at that point.
But what was my original point? Oh, yeah, the Netflix, a lot of their documentaries do an okay job of being somewhat subjective, where like the OJ thing, they're like, yes, he was likely guilty. But at the end, they're not like, the guy was fucking guilty. We all know it. Let's all just agree that he was guilty. Yeah. They're just sort of like, the guy wasn't charged. We can't say he was guilty. But do you know about the racist cop in his case? Do you know much about that trial?
I don't know anything about the trial.
Crazy.
I didn't even know it was happening. I knew he was in trouble.
I remember it very... Because it was the biggest thing in the world. OJ.
No, OJ. I thought we were talking about P. Diddy. OJ... you know what? It was 95 or something?
Something like that.
I feel like I was too young to really...
I was too. I remember everybody talking about it at the time, be like, who the fuck is O.J. Simpson? Like, I don't know what this is.
The juice. Yeah,
and it's just sort of
when was that trial?
It was like 95.
This is when the producer would come in handy. You know what I mean?
Hey, pull that up.
Yeah. O.J. Simpson trial. Let's see. The murder trial of O.J. Simpson. 95. Not too bad. Yeah, I was a little too young to kind of like even have like people just talk about it in front of me or really know what's going on.
It is pretty crazy. Like, I'll tell you what, the people that were on the prosecution, the people that were trying to charge him with murder, they are salty as hell all these years later. That they are some sore losers, man.
Who acquitted? Yeah, I should watch the documentary. But who acquitted because the glove didn't fit? Did the jury say he's not guilty, or was it a hung jury?
So no, dude, he was straight up acquitted.
By how does that work? Are you acquitted by the judge? Is that
the jury?
Oh, so the jury said he's not guilty.
Yeah,
because it does. obviously the glove doesn't fit. He's not guilty.
So here's the so that's Oof. I learned so much in this documentary because I feel like the bullet points are O.J. Simpson, famous athlete.
Yes.
Killed his wife.
Easy. And the other
crazy police chase in the white Bronco.
Classic white Bronco. Put forward on the map.
Glove doesn't fit. You must have quit.
Yep. David Schwimmer playing Kourtney Kardashian's dad.
David Schwimmer, Ross from Friends was Kourtney Kardashian's dad. And the fact that he was acquitted, and I know that like just culturally, there was like race was a big factor. But dude, race was like the only factor in the whole thing. Like that's what the whole thing centers around is that how much.
Oh right, because they were like, how are you going to send when like I think this is what I've heard is that how are you going to send a black man to jail and stuff like that.
Well, their whole thing was like, this was shortly after the Rodney King stuff where like there was footage of him being beaten like brutally by cops and there was riots and stuff. So there was already all this like crazy racial tension in LA. This is probably so boring if people that have actually watched this.
I have watched one. And that's where I got that notion from. The line from.
But basically I don't want to say all, but the cultural divide was black people were like, this guy's he's being framed.
Yeah.
He's being set up.
Yeah.
Because, there was a lot of evidence that pointed to that, too. Like, that's the crazy thing about the documentary is, like, most people in the world are like, well, he did it. That's the consensus. OJ's guilty, got off. How?
Who? Did they ever say who did it then if he didn't do it? Who was the guy?
They don't have to. Defense doesn't have to do that. That's the thing.
But, like, that's nuts. I don't know if I could live my life being like, I murdered these two people. They were really annoying. But I got off with it, so I'm good.
Well, he never admitted it. He did write that book that was like, if I did do it.
Yeah. But why? But I was reading up on him. Why did he go to... He went to jail because he wanted to steal memorabilia and got caught stealing?
So here's...
For this 10 is a years.
Big, so I was under the understanding my whole life that he. So that's the thing. That's the fucked up because they got his ass on that because they couldn't get him on the murder, and that was like an insane over sentencing.
He was stealing something back that was his.
It was memorabilia. He thought that it was being sold by his agent, who was his like close friend. Because this guy gets interviewed and he was like, "Yeah, there was a guy." Someone's knocking at my door.
Someone's here.
Oh, Amazon delivery.
Amazon is here. Do you want to go get the Amazon package? Make sure.
I'll go get it in a sec. I think they put it in the box, but what was I saying? We're really breaking down the OJ trial.
I know. It's funny because it was supposed to be the P. Diddy episode, but OJ, the guy, his best friend.
His agent and like close friend, whatever. So this is a box from like I think maybe like an estate sale or something because like when he went to jail, all of his assets and stuff were like liquidated, whatever. And so this person was selling memorabilia. He thinks it's his agent, like trying to make a buck off of his misfortune, basically. So he rolls up with guns and shit.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
you don't need to
crazy.
Go
like
that.
After if you get away, even if you didn't commit the murder, if you're on trial for murder and you get acquitted, you got to mind your P's and Q's forever after that.
Oh, for sure. You got saved.
At the very least, you can't show up to a sports memorabilia transaction with guns. So, and honestly, I think because O.J. Simpson is my close personal friend, rest in peace.
Yes.
I think that it seems like he was showing up just to like
scare
this guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the guy also may have stabbed 2 people to death, so maybe he was going to shoot him. I don't know. But he was basically like, I want this shit back. Like, I have nothing now. I want these things, which is not actually true. But yeah, the thing, he didn't do anything in that. Like, he did stuff he shouldn't have done.
Yeah. But he shouldn't have gone to jail for 10 years for that.
Anyone who's not OJ would not have gone to prison for that.
I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was like 25 years and then got off with probation. But I was like, what? Imagine getting sentenced for that. You'd be like, wait, hold up. This is blown out of proportion.
Straight up.
I like, okay, maybe I'll pay a fine. Like, maybe I should go on house arrest for a little bit, but go to jail for 10 years?
I mean, dude, even the documentary, even people that were like, yo, I think he's guilty, but like, that's way too much time. Like, that's egregious.
Dude, he should have laid low. But yeah.
Good documentary, though.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
I learned a lot.
Because here's the thing. That story's finished. Unlike this Diddy story, it's not finished yet.
It's not finished, man.
And
dude, at the end of the Diddy documentary, they could have been like, okay, so they kind of do this because at the very end, it's just like a note from his legal team being like, he is unequivocally like not guilty of these things. Mm-hmm. And it does say like, hey, he's like, the trial's ongoing, like he has not been charged for any of this stuff. But it's like, I don't know. I felt like the Netflix documentary for OJ at least made it more like, showed different evidence how either way could be possible. Like why a person could believe this or that. Mm-hmm. But like this one's just like, he's guilty as fuck. We all know it.
Out for fucking slaughter.
Here's the legal stamp so we don't get sued for doing this. But dude, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That setting that as a precedent that like you can just make a documentary series painting someone as the worst living person and they haven't been convicted. Like just I don't know, dude. Like he obviously hasn't done enough stuff that is you can like prove that he did it and it's bad. Like just talk about that stuff.
Yeah. The cold hard facts. Why
I don't like that.
Did he do it? Sean Combs. He just bought it. Whoa. Oh, yeah. All the baby oil and stuff. Yeah, he's...
Oh, dude, they go in on the baby oil. They're like...
To be honest, like, okay, when he have, like, sex parties and stuff? Like, what's... I do get a little, like, lost in that. It's like, what's wrong with having a sex party? As long as everyone's of age and there's no, like, R-ing going on.
That's really... Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
It is like, yo, what do we... You think most rich people aren't doing this kind of shit?
Yeah, like, hey, if you got a bunch of money and you're horned up,
it's I don't know,
and people come to your house, like you're like, hey, I'm gonna have a sex party, you're invited. You don't have to come.
I'm going.
I'm showing up with baby bottles or baby lotion in my hand or whatever it's called.
Dude, what's up with people that think that watching porn is cheating? What do you think about that?
Probably some like religious folks, but I have seen discourse on that.
Because that's a bizarre take, in my opinion.
It's like It's like if you watch a sex scene in a movie, it's like, well, you just saw someone's tit, so like you saw Sydney Sweeney's tit, so I'm divorcing you.
I just feel like who accepts that as like a dude? If Joey was like, I don't want to watch porn, I feel like that's kind of cheating. I would say you need to go see a therapist. Yeah.
I don't have
and I'm going to go watch porn right now.
Well, I don't have a relationship with this person. I don't even know. This is like a screen.
It is literally a means to get a nut off. I don't understand. Like, it's not like I've never watched a porn and like had hearts in my eyes. Like, I gotta meet her.
Yeah, I gotta like smell her.
Yeah, like
I gotta play with her.
There's
hair.
nothing about like I don't know. It's.
I think it might be some religious shit or...
Dude, I feel like for a lot of people it's not, though. I think they're just like, I don't like that someone else is the object of your desires. But it's like, yo, they're actually not.
Didn't they talk about that in that movie with Hugh Grant that we saw?
Hugh Grant.
Yo,
did the watchers / listeners know that his middle name is Mungo? Our friend Amanda filled us in on this, and I was like, "There's no fucking way."
Hugh Mungo Grant.
Hugh
Mungo.
So it's weird. Hugh, I believe, is not his first name. So his name is like
William
Hugh Mungo Grant.
Oh, but Hugh is in his name somewhere.
Oh yeah, Hugh's in there.
But just not his first name.
Yeah,
Mungo. Was his family trying to be funny with him? Trying to ruin his life?
That's got to be... I mean, it's got to be they thought that it was funny. Like, my my cousin's son's middle name is Danger.
That's cool.
And I'm like, you're setting them up for
that's like kind of lame. I mean, also kind of... Danger's my middle name. That's
it is kind of lame, but it's like, there will be there will be a window of time
Yeah.
when that is actually cool. Like, think about in elementary school and be like, Danger is literally my middle name. Everyone would be like, it absolutely is not.
Right. And you'd be like, I swear to God.
I'm bringing my birth certificate.
Yeah. And the teacher would pull you aside, like, hey, you got to stop. You'd be like, it's literally my name. And then they call your mom, and you're like, Danger's a middle name. And it's like, well, damn. And you better apologize to him right now.
Anything if you Danger's your middle name.
I like Indiana's a sick name. Indiana Jones. That's a cool name.
We talked about Indiana Jones before. I'm not a fan.
But that's a cool name, Indiana.
It is a cool.
Indy on short.
But like, why not a better state? No offense, Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, well, you're not gonna name someone California. That's a little too on the nose.
California's kind of cool. I would name my kid California.
I mean, Cali. It's a pretty good nickname. Yeah, Cali.
California Madison.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Adoption happening right now.
Yeah.
Send a little kid from Korea. Let's go.
Dude. Speaking of, I don't want this to be the documentary episode, but if you're new here, all I do is watch documentaries. If I could, I would watch only documentaries.
But there's just simply not enough.
That's the form. Well, the problem is there is enough. Most of them are so fucking bad, man. Like the stuff that's on like Discovery Channel and shit is like unwatchable to me. Basically, anything where there's like a dramatized version of what they're talking about,
like
that's bad.
Like not real or like portraying.
Yeah, it's like out of focus, like a guy that's like shaking his fist in slow motion while they're like, there's a person interviewee talking over that shit. I'm just like, this is trash, dude. I don't need the visual aid. The woman is crying talking about her rape. I don't need the visual, like the out of focus visual aid. You know what I mean?
Just play the clip of Tony Soprano.
I moved enough.
Yeah. Oh, just play the Sopranos clip if you want to get someone worked up about that.
Which Sopranos clip?
When she's at work and she.
When Melfi gets raped. Yeah, that's pretty intense.
That's a tough one, dude.
That's intense. It's crazy because like that's like a world.
Hate that episode.
That's like a famous, like very hard to watch scene.
I hate it.
Like culturally, that is pointed at as just like one of the hardest to watch, and the show Oz is 50% just men getting violently raped in prison, and nobody talks about that at all. Like as if they're like,
well, they deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, they're in prison.
They're guys in jail.
They're guilty, dude.
You think Diddy's not gonna get diddled?
Speaking of, porn isn't cheating. If you think that, you're really strange, and
you're cheating. You got something to hide.
My thing is, I feel like that's a belief that is becoming more popular. Like I feel like I've seen that argument made more now than ever. I never have heard anybody say that in my entire life until like last year.
Well, I guess porn was a little bit harder to get to, but now it's so like you just open your phone and you just see someone getting banged out. So I don't know. And now there's like
watching porn like in front of their partner. Like, are they like watching a movie and they're like,
well, are they getting mad
hold on,
OnlyFans type shit, like subscribing to like these porn stars or actresses or whatever they want to be called?
I will say that's a little different.
Because
especially because like you might know those people.
You could know those people. Also, there's avenues where you could chat with those people. Though I think if you chat with those people, it's just some like random guy in the country that you're just chatting with. You may or may not know someone that has a job like that.
Yeah, we won't pull the curtain back on Emerald City too much, man. We don't want to ruin anybody's fucking relationship with their OnlyFans.
But that's to me, that's in the direction of like, hey, this is kind of like you're having like not an affair, but like a mind affair with this person.
It's different. It's different for sure. I think.
Strange.
I wouldn't say that it's cheating. I feel like calling even that cheating, but I could see if someone was like, hey,
I could see them getting upset.
I'm not comfortable with that. And then it's like, all right, now I'll invite you
in the chat. Then
yeah,
we'll get you in an account.
Do you want to share my login? Like, what is the big fucking deal here? Yeah, that is different. I will say, and I've never. I don't.
You don't support the scene. Okay.
I don't support the scene. Respect, but
respect the scene.
That's not really what I want. I just want to. I just find a video that I like, and I'll jack off to that.
I want to go to the main page and just go for it,
dude. I'm rarely making it to page 2.
Yeah. Once I get past all, which is a lot less stepsister type shit these days.
You think they're phasing it out?
It feels that way. Maybe it's just like my algorithm's getting better, but I'm thinking I should just make an account. That way, it will probably save all my data.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Especially now that they're cracking down on you got to be 18 years or older to watch porn, and sometimes it's like making you log in some of these sites, especially on your phone.
But how would that? If you were like 12, I think you could figure out how to log in though.
I think they like you have to give them like an ID or something.
I'm not doing that.
That's why I'm like, dude,
I'm not letting Pornhub have my fucking photo ID.
I know, but I think that's what you need to make a login on Pornhub now.
I say that now, but like if I couldn't watch porn unless I sent them my birth certificate, I'd be like,
I'll send them Social Security, whatever you need.
What am I gonna jerk off to my thoughts like I'm fucking 11 years old? No way.
But then it does get scary because then they're like, all right, well now that we have your ID, like you want to like get premium access, give us your bank account too, and you'd be like, ugh. No, like
bank account,
you know, like or tap into your link and an account to this, and you're like, whoa, we're getting a little too carried away.
You can link this to your Instagram.
Ah, yes.
Your Meta account.
I still don't know how that works. I opened up Facebook a few years ago, and I was like, holy shit! How does you have to have like a degree in all this stuff? It's like there's way too many buttons. They got way too carried away. It's like, yes, Mark Zuckerberg's probably like, I don't know, man. That's a lot.
On Facebook?
Yeah, like the Meta suite on Facebook. I'm like,
the suite.
Yeah, dude. It's like,
I tried to log into my Facebook to look at Facebook Marketplace like a month ago.
Which I heard great things about.
And I couldn't log in. So I think I'm totally off Facebook, which I have been for years because my account has no information, I don't use it. But yeah, now I can't even look at Facebook Marketplace. So
yeah, I wish they made another service where I didn't have to. I have
What was wrong with Craigslist?
I loved Craigslist.
We had to have it all in one spot, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna venture away from Facebook. I'm not gonna open a new tab. Come on, what are we talking about?
There could be pervs on there. Well,
I got to see my messenger block at that. Dude, imagine being someone that communicates via Facebook Messenger. That feels sad to me.
In 2025?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad, dude. I don't think kids are doing that. I think that's maybe
kids aren't. That's definitely like aunts and uncles and shit.
Yeah, like I wonder if that service even gets used anymore.
I think it does.
That's wild.
Also, I think you can have like straight up Facebook Messenger. We sound old now.
Yeah,
you can have. I think you can have Facebook Messenger on your phone. But like, what's wrong with texting, man? I don't understand this. When people DM me too much, I'm like, enough DMs, dude. We're going to text.
Move it to the text. I don't see DMs. I don't have them. I don't have push notification. I don't want to be notified. I want to be the opposite of notified. Honestly, yeah. What was I want to get like phased off of my phone. I would love just not to worry about a phone at all. That would be the coolest thing in the world. Like old fucks that just like Christopher Walken doesn't have a phone.
Doesn't have one.
Doesn't have like a cell phone. Doesn't he do email?
He's probably got some minion that carries her phone around behind him. It's just like ask him like, hey. Chris, sorry, Christopher. Trying to think of another old celebrity.
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke wants to know if you can visit his grave.
He's still alive.
Yes. Is he really?
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure he's got a grave all set up, dude.
1,000%.
He's got to be thinking ahead.
He's 100, dude. He probably rolls by. He's like, oh shit, not yet. One of these days,
dude. You know what bugs me? When I pick up food, when I get carry out and I go to pick it up, and I'm like, I'm picking up for Taylor. They go and get it, and they say, Taylor Madison?
Which other one? Yeah.
Why do you have to say my last name in front of these people? I don't like that. I don't like strangers picking up their fucking hoagies or whatever, knowing my first and last name.
Taylor,
something about that. I'm like, say Taylor M.
Yeah, say M. Usually the indication of the last name, unless there's two, like we got.
Yeah, if my name was John and there's two John, but like, yo, if there's only one, and I know there's not another Taylor M, so just fucking, or just, why are you even asking me? You got any other Taylors? Orders for Taylor?
You should ask them back.
I want to be a dick about it every time, but I'm just like, this is not a big enough deal. I just don't like that they're doing it. But dude, I'm like always. It always irks me.
Never crossed my mind. But I guess they don't really say. I'll order from a sushi place, and they'll just like point at the receipt. They'll be like, "Yeah, I'll be like, sure, that's me. I guess so." That was me. I got that.
Yeah, that kills me. I don't know why, but I pulled my hood really tight and I'm just like, what do you want everyone here to recognize me? It's not that at all. I'm just like, yo, these people don't need to know what my last name is. I don't like it.
There's creeps on the internet.
It's not even that, because my first and last name is on the internet. I just said it many times now. Like, my name, first and last, I'm just like, what makes you think you need to say my last name? That's weird. I don't like it.
Who gave you the right? We do live in America.
I just think, like, I wouldn't do, I'm just like, why? Mm-hmm. Like, why are you clarifying? It's like if I was like, yo, let's do the pod tomorrow at noon. Yeah. And you're just like, all right, cool, I'm down. Tomorrow at noon? 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just said it.
You already knew. We already agreed to it. Why are you clarifying? Now, tomorrow at 9 a.m., if you're like...
Did we say 12?
12 p.m., correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. It bugs me.
I don't know. I haven't worked at a pickup. I don't think I've ever worked at a pickup place like that. But no shade to them. I just would hate to.
Dude, shade to them.
Shade to
when
them.
I pick up at the Chinese place, they don't fucking say my last name.
Yeah, they don't. That's the best. They just push it out.
Yep.
They just whatever.
Sauce over there.
Yeah,
that's what they always say when they hand me the bag. Sauce over there.
Yeah, I picked up Chinese for a New Year's Eve, and it was like super busy, and they were just like, "Tofu, you go," and I was like, "All right, yep, cool." And they're like, "It was." They're like, "It was ready for 20 minutes. Where were you?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, there was a big line. I didn't want to but like,
so
thank
funny.
you, bye."
Why do they even care?
Yeah, they were pissed I didn't pick it up faster. But they didn't. They just said
I'm
like.
sure they had no room for the bag. There's like it's taking up a lot of space.
They were like tofu, General Toast tofu, and I was like, "Yep." They're like, "Bang, no name, no nothing.
Get out."
Yeah, I was like, "Bye, see ya." But they're my people.
I wouldn't like that.
I like those guys.
I wouldn't like that either.
It was honestly, I was happy to get out of there. It was way too busy in there.
Dude, speaking of both things that we're talking about.
Yes.
During the Eagles game last Sunday, I think.
Oh yeah, go Birds.
I went to the pizza place to pick up food. I thought that would be faster and easier than getting delivery because I'm like, oh, everyone's probably getting pizza delivered to them right now.
Yeah,
it's gonna take 3 hours.
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
And I went, and dude, it was fucking a nightmare. I was there for literally 50 minutes waiting.
Sucks.
50 minutes after they said my food was gonna be ready, and it was packed. Like I was like just standing there, and people were like.
There's nowhere to chill in there either.
No, there's not.
Sucks.
And people were watching the game and like would occasionally be like, oh, which I despise. People reacting to sporting events makes me like.
It makes them happy.
It triggers me.
It makes them happy. But I get what you're saying.
But like,
it does suck to wait.
I don't like when people are loud, and then when they're loud in excitement for something that I hate, it like I'm triggered. So, dude, I was just like, let me get the fuck out of here.
There was no good place to look at your phone. I went over there, I think after our podcast recently, ordered some food, and I was like, where do I stand? Like, anywhere I stand is like in the way. I was like, oh, I'll stand over here. They're like, oh, excuse me, boss, got to get to the soda. I'm like, oh, my bad, over here. Like, oh, are you in line? No, not in line. And then
I got called boss maybe 35 times when I was there.
I hate being called boss.
Dude, and then every new person that walked in, couldn't make sense of anything that was happening. So they're just like walking in and they're just like squeezing in. There's like, are you in line? Are you in line? And everyone has to explain their status in what's going on. Because some people were in line.
Yeah.
And then most people were just standing there waiting. So we're just like, nah, I'm just waiting for my food. Like,
what's a sports food that you could have ordered? Like, what are people not ordering for the game? I guess like Asian food.
Probably Asian. Probably Indian. I probably would have been able to order Indian and get it 3 minutes later.
There'd be tumbleweed in there. No, not a soul in there. I'd be like, I wish someone would order a tiki masala right now. I'd be like,
dude, if I didn't have practice tonight, I'd be getting Indian tonight.
It's been a while since I've gotten Indian. I could get Indian fried. Be kind of nice. I don't know. I think I have Laurie was making.
I was gonna be at practice with a whole like an open thing of just. Butter chicken or something.
Dude, that would be so cool. I am jealous of those fools that can like have a digestive system like that.
If I ate Indian while I was practicing,
I would throw up, dude. I can't do anything. Need food. I'm out of shape. I'm out of shape, motherfucker. The gym, dude. I went to basketball today. Dribbled a ball around.
Was your boy waiting there for you?
Dude, so I saw my boy the next day, and Laura's like, you made a friend. And I was like, hey, no, maybe I made a friend. I haven't seen him since.
Damn, dude. It's like, I love you, man.
I'm worried about him.
Dude, you probably had a heart attack. Karma got his ass for asking you how old you were. How old are you?
How old are you? He's like, oh, you're young. In that situation, should I have asked him how old he was? I was just like, I don't really care how old you are. I know you're probably older than me. You got gray hair, but you look like you're in good shape. So like, you should have
42. You should have been like, well,
all right, Grandpa.
You look way older than me. How old are you? What are you, like 60?
Yeah. You and Christopher Walken got to be similar ages, right?
How old is Christopher Walken?
I think 82. Something like that. He's old, man. He's an old fuck, dude. He's not going to be here much longer.
I mean, he's looking pretty old in Severance.
Yeah. You still like it? 3 episodes in?
Dude, I
it's good.
Think it gets better and better.
Dude, it's good, man. It's really good. What series like that has had a few good seasons? Like Lost had a few good seasons. It's like, hey, this could have a few good seasons. Interesting. Things are happening. But the problem that these shows have is they never get to like a resolution in some of these things. So I want them to resolve something this season.
Yeah.
They have to resolve something this season.
I was talking to Joey about how we had talked about how originally I was like, dude, I'm afraid the second season.
I know. It's on pod.
And Joey was like, the second season, or at least like the outline, was probably written before the success of the first season.
True.
And I'm like, you're probably right, because the first season almost just like sets up the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
yeah, now they're like, they
had to have some idea of what's next, because otherwise they set so much stuff. I don't know. They fucking, again, Lost let me down in so many ways that there's a new Lost documentary about the fandom of the show. I haven't watched it. I'm going to watch it.
I kind of like that. I might watch that.
Yeah, it seems.
That's interesting. No one gets hurt.
I want to hear. See if there's any haters and be like me.
Oh, there's definitely haters.
They're just like, are you fucking kidding me with this ending?
I
also don't respect time travel. Once this show,
it's a little too. It's like a cop out almost. The time travel. It's like wake up from a dream or something.
I think time travel is uninteresting, unless you do something cool like yo. If I time traveled back to the 1700s,
they shouldn't go back
and dated a girl that was imagine how easy it would be to be the coolest guy alive if you could travel back to the 1700s.
Check out this vape.
Dude, weed. You travel back to the 1700s with a fucking fat ounce, and you're just like,
you might get. You're a witch, dude. You
might be right. Yeah. I might be getting burnt.
Cool. Where are you going in the 1700s? Here, the America doesn't exist really. Sort of.
1700s. Well,
early 1700s. It's George Washington's not even around early 1700s. You're dealing with the Pilgrims.
I could travel to any place.
See, what they should do is they should travel in the future, because that's only logical time traveling. I sound like Neil deGrasse Tyson again. I sound like freaking.
Dude,
look at me go.
I want to go to the past because I want to butterfly effect the hell out of.
I don't know if this is a new movie. I think it's a movie. I don't think it's my dream. Where someone goes to the. Is it a video game? That's what it is. It's a video game where the guy time travels to the past, but like has like machine guns and shit, and is in war, just like blowing people up.
I feel like Assassin's Creed is kind of like that.
It is like you do travel. You like go into someone's brain back in like an ancestor. Have you ever played Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
The one I played, that's what it was like. Oh, well, now we suck you back into the past.
Yeah, that's the concept of like there's so many of those fucking games.
Which that makes me feel like they're bad at this point.
They might be. They're actually kind of sick.
I know. I started playing one, and it was like Roman or something. And I was like, oh, this is kind of good, and I like the story mode, and like you kind of travel around. I was like, this is kind of cool. But I was like, is this it gets repetitive, and you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again.
I played the one that was like, it was funny enough, like kind of Revolutionary War era.
Yeah.
I forget, that might be 3 or something. And I thought it was really fun. And the reason I stopped playing it is because all of the guns were obviously period correct. And every time you had to fucking reload the gun, it took you like a minute and a half. And I was like, I'm not doing this.
I need machine gun.
Dude, the fucking guy got a rail out and started packing gunpowder into the fucking gun. And I was like, no way. And meanwhile, I'm getting chopped up by swords. And I'm like, this game sucks, dude.
That game is all right. But I feel like they've just made too many in such a short time where it's like, it's a little copied and paste or a new skin.
I mean, dude, it never gets old. A guy, you're basically like a ninja that can climb up walls and shit.
Jump off stuff, yeah. I don't know. What game was I playing? Red Dead, the newest one. We logged on to Red Dead. Oh, fuck. We should announce the Red Dead stream. We'll probably have started. I'll intro the pod with the flyer, everyone. Yeah. So you will already know if you're watching on YouTube. But we're doing a Red Dead 2 live stream again. February?
It's going to be the best one ever. This one, I've figured out that you can spend real life money to get to buy gold in the game. Yeah. And that makes the game a lot more fun.
Yeah, it does. February 11th. Do we have a time? 7? Is that the time?
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Probably 7 p.m. That sounds good.
Like 7 p.m.
That sounds good. So tune in, YouTube channel. Go to Quit Your Mail While I Still Can YouTube channel. Subscribe, and you can watch us play it live and chat with us. And we're gonna do some missions. We got some direction this time. We're gonna take over a town, dude. You're gonna see some shit. I'll tell you that much, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. We got like a little rough because every other time we've done it, it's just been sort of like we like fire it up and like, so what should we do? And we didn't have any fucking money, so we couldn't really do anything. You can't get cool guns or cool anything.
Elephant guns have been purchased.
Dude, I straight up dropped $100 on Red Dead money.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got it.
Well, $100 US on Red Dead money, and I have no regrets, dude.
No regrets. Well, when we were playing that game to test it out, I was like, oh wow, this game is really good. It still looks really good. Dude. 5, 6, 7 years later,
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's really good. The horse, some of the commands on the controller, I would switch if I played it more because I'm so used to how some games are with like you press down the toggle to run, not double tap A.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I feel like PUBG I play a lot, and that's like you hold down one of the toggles, and that's how you run.
See, I don't like that because that it's harder to
have a pace.
It's harder to like.
It works better for Red Dead.
Use it as a directional thing if you have to press it down.
Yeah, I think it works better for it because that's like your stamina, and then this is your left. So it does make sense. So I just gotta get used to it. But yeah, we're doing the live stream. That game freaking rocks. Didn't realize you can buy vehicles in that game. Yeah. What kind of vehicles can you buy?
You can buy So I was wondering why you would need to do that. It's just wagons.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you buy like an old
No, there's no cars.
Ford or something, or like some sort of.
I'm sure there's mods, but like you can't like buy the actual cars. But one thing you can get is a bounty wagon. So I think if you like have a bounty that's like a full gang, you can just fucking round them up and throw them onto this truck.
That's kind of tight.
It is kind of tight.
That would be fun for the stream.
And the other one is a hunting wagon.
Oh,
but the vehicles are hard to get because you need to like level up in like different like specific like naturalist.
Right.
Stuff
That would be kind of fun. A hunting stream.
I think you just dump fucking deer carcasses on there.
That'd be sick, dude. We're sitting there. We killing the big bear or the big alligator.
Dude,
that shit would be kind of tight.
I fucked the bear up and got the sickest jacket. Which
they're tight.
I'll be flexing when we play the game.
Come to the stream so you can see the.
Yeah, so 7 p.m. February 11th. It's gonna be freaking lit. And by the time this comes out, what is that gonna be like? 2 days later?
I think it's the Tuesday. Then it's gonna be tomorrow, right? This comes out the 10th, I believe.
Yeah.
So tomorrow at 7. Come through. It will be lit. Yeah, I mean, take the night off from hanging out with Bay. It's Valentine's Day this week, so you're spending time with them on Friday. So you get the boys' night on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a fun stream. It'll be cool.
It's gonna be legitness.
It will be very legit.
I have to pee and go to practice. So
yeah, I think we'll
shut her down.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everyone watching us. Quit your band while you still can. Subscribe to the Patreon. Come to the
we
live
got some new
stream.
patrons off that last episode, so thank you, new patrons.
Yes, we did. There will be more C word coming to you soon on the patreon.com/quit your band while you still can. And
that's it.
That's all I got. Bye.
Bye.